there, my name's Elizabeth and I like to sew smart. Today I'm going to show you how I like to make my Christmas stockings. I like them to be personalised and I like them to look very elegant. And if you'll watch this video as I go along, you'll see how you can do that yourself. This is one of my favourites. It's just an ordinary stocking, but it does have a nice lining and a nice artificial fur cuff on the top. I've personalised it. I've put a little, like a gift tag on. I've embroidered Claire's name on because she's the one who's going to be receiving this one. It has a buttonhole and a button, and the fabric is already sparkly, but I've just embellished it a little bit with a few gemstones. Normally when people make a Christmas stocking, they will embroider the name of a person on the top, on the cuff, but I prefer to have the embellishment coming from the cuff. Now I've made a little Christmas tree ornament with Noel embroidered on by my machine, and I'm going to catch that in there so that will end up looking like that. Now for this you will need top fabric to cut your main stocking pieces out of. You will need some cuff fabric. I've chosen this lovely gold sparkle again, and you'll need lining fabric and you'll need wadding. All sizes and all templates are in the pattern, which you can have the information of where you can get that from at the end of this video. So first off, I'm going to show you how to join both the top side and the lining and the wadding. So I've put my little Christmas tree ornament on the front of my stocking here. I've lined it up about halfway across the main fabric, and I have actually stitched the stem down a little bit to hold it in place. All I'm going to do now is I'm going to put right sides together, my cuff fabric. I'm going to pin that at 1/4 of an inch. I'm going to sew right across the top here. And when that's done, I'm going to take a piece of the lining, making sure that the toe of the stocking is facing out the same way, and I'm going to do a 1/4 inch seam with the lining and the cuff on this piece. I've sewn across there, catching in the little tag for the Christmas tree ornament, and I've sewn the lining on. I am going to put a piece of wadding underneath this, which I will actually just stitch in the ditch along there and along there, but for this other piece I've cut a separate piece of wadding, 10 by 8 for the cuff, and for the two sides, 2 pieces of the boot that are left, the lining piece and the top piece, but that was just going to give it a little more stability. So I'm now going to repeat, put right sides together, pin and stitch on there, and do the same for the lining piece on this edge. I've stitched the second side the same as I did the first, but I've included the wadding on that because I had spare pieces of wadding. Normally I would have cut one piece for the whole thing, and I've done the same on this side, except I have cut a single piece of wadding. I have top stitched across there and across there to hold it securely. Now to put the tag on, because I want the tag to go on the top of the stocking, I'm going to have to put the tag in on there, slightly slanted, before I stitch this, which is the other side, lining up the seams of course, to this. So the tag will be on the inside. When I come to the bottom here on the lining edge, I'm going to leave a 5-inch gap in the foot of the stocking for turning, and I'm going to stitch a generous 1/4 inch all the way around. I'm going to clip in the big curves to make it sit nicer, and on the heel to sit nicer, and then we'll be able to turn our stocking inside out, and we're pretty much finished. I've turned it inside out and I have closed the gap with just a machine stitch because you're not going to see it, it's going to be on the inside. This is our tag, which is now caught nicely in the seam on the top, and it will be on the top of the fold. Now to make the tag, if you don't use ribbon or something, all I did was used a 2 or 2.5 inch, you could use little piece of scrap, and you fold it in half, and then you fold it from the outside, both sides to the middle, and then you just machine down there, and that makes a little tag. You can make them as fat or as thin as you like, and all that remains now for me to do is to tuck this on the inside, which will take me a few moments. So here's our finished stocking, all nicely tucked in. You can see the lining inside, the little tag on the top ready to hang. Now this is the smallest one that is on the pattern. I'm going to pair it with this little Christmas cup mug rug that takes a little tea bag, and I'm going to fill this with biscuits and chocolates, so I didn't want quite so much space. This was the original one, the large stocking that has the gift tag buttoned on with a buttonhole on, personalised again. You can put a name on, you could even write a name on with a fabric pen if you didn't want to embroider. And in between sides I've made another one, and this one is for a little girl who likes Disney. This is a Disney fabric, so I put a little parcel on the front with her name on, and that all 3 sizes, as I said, you can make from the same pattern. And this pattern and others are available in my Etsy shop. And if you have enjoyed this video, give us a thumbs up and subscribe. And also, if you'd like to continue to see more of these videos that I've got coming, then please consider supporting my Patreon page.